Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. What's going on, everybody? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews here on YouTube. Guys, it is the end of April, the final stream for April 2022. Any second now, we're going to have a bunch of peeps that are going to be jumping up in here in just a second. Give me that thumbs up. Let me know you can hear me okay and see me okay. Let me know that everything is working correctly, actually, here. I've got the chat moving along, but it looks like nobody is jumping in there just yet. There it is. I see it on my side. Finally, a little late there. Great to see you guys in here. It's a little bit slow tonight. Hopefully everything is going to pick up here as we go. Looks like we've got the thumbs up. Bus7332, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. What it do, Michael Domayer? We're going to jump on here in just a second. At the very top of the thread that I was looking at here before, and then we'll get into I think it'll be a pretty packed show here. I actually have something a little bit extra planned along with the review, and taking a look at a couple of things and hanging out with you for a little while. You know how we do. But it's great to see everybody on here right now. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me tonight for the next hour or so. Let's just shoot up to the very top over here before we get everything going officially here. We'll give some people time to file in. Again, please share the stream out with all your peeps naturally. See if we can get some more in here as we get started. Annette Cervantes, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. We have Randy Molina, Drew's Food Reviews, of course. You already know what it is. Mackenzie TV, thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you as always, all of you guys here. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hello to each other. You gotta love it. Bus7332, hello, Friday night chat. Ready for the great Ian to grace us with his presence. You know, I appreciate you. I am very humble, but thank you so much for that amazing intro there, Buzz, for the super chat donation. Segue time. Should you guys wish to do the exact same thing and donate to the channel, because believe me, a little goes a long way. I'm a one-man show. So if you guys find it within you to do that, you have a multitude of ways to do just that. Of course, here in Super Chat down below, you'll see the little $ in your chat box, as well as down below in a description box as well for all the details. And if you're watching this on the replay, it's the first pinned comment. Just keep in mind, if you go the PayPal route, everything will go fully towards the channel. If you do the Super Chat way, there may be a little bit going to YouTube. So gotta bless them, right? I mean, and naturally, it's a free platform, of course. So thank you. Of course, you guys will find your names down below in a description box of this video as official sponsors for the week, naturally. If you're a patron, especially as well for monthly stuff there, you'll find that down below as well, too. So thank you for that, for Bus being a member of that as well, too, of course. Good times across the board. But guys, it is great to be here with all of you tonight. It looks like as it's beginning to pick up here in the lobby, it looks like it's going up here based upon what you're seeing on the screen for here. Actually, it says 28 there. That will stretch as up and down as we go throughout the hour. Great to see you guys. A lot of content this past week. We'll get into a few different things there, as well as some stuff coming up for the weekend. Of course, I'll be finishing off the month naturally tomorrow with a review that I think you guys should expect to see naturally, but I think it'll be kind of fun to see either way. Something that was shot shortly after another video that I did not that long ago, so you'll be able to catch up and let me know if you like it or not. And of course, this replay will be available on Sunday, which I believe is May 1st, actually. I believe that's actually the very beginning. Is it May 1st or May 2nd? I'm actually all screwed up here today. Let me see what we have got going. It is, nope, that's the weather. We don't want that. Actually, Sunday is the 1st. Okay, cool. All right, very, very cool. I always get it confused between, like, how is it 31 days or 30 days in April? You know, it's April 30th is the last day on Saturday. So very, very cool for that. But guys, a very eventful month. Naturally, we'll get into in just a second here. Content goodies, of course, lots to go over there. But let's see who else we have here in the chat. Carl Broussard, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Good times across the board. A lot of my day ones, a lot of the regular peeps here as well too. I love you guys. You already know what it is. Larry Nguyen, how you doing? Thanks so much for jumping on. There we go. Showtime from Bus7332. It's time to start the show. Ready to get it rocking and rolling. Carl Broussard, the Chipotle sourdough chicken sandwich from Jack in the Box being a 1 out of 10 is the most straight up boo-boo. Yeah, well, things happen, you know, naturally, based upon when I was reviewing stuff naturally, and I think you're probably maybe referencing my Cheaters Cam review of that chicken sandwich. I think that's what it was. Yeah, definitely not a good time late night. Typically it's okay with Jack, but you know, sometimes it is what it is. And at Cervantes with my follow information for Ian IG is at Peep This Out Reviews, and the tip jar, which is PayPal, Peep This Out. There you go, at Peep This Out. There you go. I appreciate that. Thank you. Of course, all those links are down below, and the first pinned comment, of course. Let's see. Michael Domayer, what's up, Ian? Man, it is great to see you guys. Another crazy busy week. I literally, like Drew was saying, I hope you're having a frosty weekend. I definitely need to hang out this weekend and just relax, just release some content and try and just get ready for the next week. It's going to be probably what I'm thinking is going to be eventful. Of course, review wise, you'll see a bunch of different things, but it is really going to be another nice kickoff to the month. I think it's going to be pretty good. So, but I really want to hang out and just kind of, reset the batteries, recharge the batteries. There's always content moving, always things going on. But naturally, I need to kind of take a break, just a little bit. Ben Nguyen, long time not to join your stream. Ben, it's great to have you on. Thanks so much for jumping in. No matter how much time may have passed, I do appreciate you for jumping on, of course. Great to see you over here as always. Michael Domayer is May 1st is your dad's 70th birthday. Very cool. Very happy birthday. Shout outs to Michael Domayer's pops. That's awesome. That's awesome. And obviously it's getting a little bit hopefully warmer for you as we're getting into late spring, I want to say at this point, as we're getting kind of like migrating into summer. Guys, before you know it, we're going to be into like June, July, and that's going to be the Halloween season officially beginning with all the stores rolling back in. And next thing you know, this year is going to go quick again. It's crazy. Crazy. But shout outs to Michael Domayer, to your father there. Very happy birthday. Health, happiness, success, always in that order. You already know. Dom's World, I'm here. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. Noel, mi familia, my sister is on here right now as well. That is so cool. Thanks so much for my sister for jumping on as always. Sis, I think you're going to like what we're going to be checking out tonight. This should be a lot of fun. Maureen Descatado, how are you? Doing okay. I can't complain. Well, I could complain, but what's the point of that, right? You have a choice when we wake up in the morning to be either positive towards the day or negative towards the day. I'm going to try and stay as positive as I can and practice what I preach a little bit. I got to do that. Bus 7-3, can't have it, Larry. I have a commercial driver's license. I think you're talking with Larry there. All right, very cool. I see what you're yeah, Larry's asking Bus about something there. Let's just move on. Let's just move on from that. Tony Shell, I think you always said Cheaters Camp instead. It sounds that way sometimes. Sometimes when I edit my videos and I'm going through the subtitles, because just so you guys know, they're pretty much translated in 10 different languages internationally. I've done that for like the last 3+ years now. You'll see a whole bunch of languages in the closed captioning. I have a special service that does that, which is pretty awesome. But I have to usually complete that and actually edit it and fix it because, YouTube says Cheaters Camp sometimes as well. So you know what I mean, obviously, but I think I'm saying it so quick that it comes out with the P at the end of it there. Maureen Descatado, I love chicken sandwiches from KFC and McDonald's. Very nice. I definitely prefer the KFC variants over Mickey D's. Nothing against Mickey D's. They're okay once in a while, and I've had it occasionally, but they're not nearly like KFC or Popeyes or even, naturally Church's for that matter. Chick-fil-A, of course. The big chicken games. You already know what it is. Let's see, who else do we have here? Going down. John Hendren, old Budweiser commercial. That's right. There's actually a little snippet of that I did in the very beginning of I want to say the American Brewhouse Burger. I edited myself into that commercial a little bit, and we were doing that, yo, what's up? And stuff like that. It was pretty funny, actually. That's actually one of my favorite intros that I've done for a review, to believe it or not, because of that. But yes, John Hendren, thank you so much for jumping on. And I do remember that old Budweiser commercial yeah, very well. Very, very cool. Misty Smith, what's going on? Welcome to ENK Show. It's Friday night, April 29th, the last stream of April. Yes. You took the words right out of my mouth. Again, that's exactly what I said in the beginning. It's craziness. Sean Hickox, Mexican Pizza Revisit review coming in a couple of weeks. Well, a version possibly, but naturally I did that, I want to say a couple of years ago. I think it was 2020 or 2018. It was like a couple of years at least, but take a look at my playlist there. I usually try not to re-review the same things because honestly, I don't see the point. Naturally, I guess trying to remind people that yes, this is out again, that's fine. But I'd like to do something different with that. So count on something different with that if you do see me do the Mexican pizza again. Spoiler alert, I enjoyed it the first time. It was pretty tasty. I mean, it's Taco Bell, right? It was pretty good. And by the way, I had no idea it was going to be going away. Shortly after I did that review, they announced that they were going to be pulling that. So I was like, wow, talk about just like out of the blue. I was thinking, what can I fill my schedule with something that's, that I'm curious about because I haven't had it in so many years. I don't really remember what it was like. And I thought I put it on the channel as an official review, and that's what it became. So if you haven't checked out that review of the Mexican pizza, before all the craziness and the hysteria and all the special packaging I'm sure it's going to get, it's exactly going to be what you're going to see in that review, which was fun to do. Annette Cervantes, I went to Taco Bell yesterday, got 2 regular-sized Baja Blast freezes and 2 cheese quesadillas. That sounds pretty good. Total was $16. Wow. Welcome to the I want to say, I guess, post-pandemic era, so to speak, I guess, in terms of pricing, because things are not really kind of going back the way that they should. Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully you were using the app or you got some points for that. Annette, please tell me you were using the app at least to try and get some of the rewards or things like that. So yeah, that's nuts. That is very, very nuts. All right, so let's see. Zuko Zavi, I love to complain. It's all good. It's your prerogative. Ben Nguyen, so how are you? I'm doing okay, not bad. Things are getting a little bit better with the family situation with the moms. Things are hopefully going to be coming up this coming week where things will be back to normal. Very much looking forward to getting back to normal, although there's a few little loose ends for things to take care of. But it's just been a very, very long few months, and just in general, what I've been going through internally and just a lot of things that have been going on, it's just been very, very hard. That's why I am so blessed and I feel so fortunate to be able to do what I do here on the channel for you guys, because it's a healthy outlet. I mean, naturally, if you manage it correctly, it's a healthy outlet, because naturally, when you're in the review game, you want to review all the things that you see, all the new things, and you're always keeping up on what's going to be coming out. But you got to make time to take care and recharge your batteries and really balance that out there. So whatever it is that you can do positively, to have something outside of it naturally, not to let it rule your life, is the thing, especially when you're used to a certain level of quality. And the stuff that I like to put out, that's pretty much me battling with myself to give you the stuff that I think you want to see in the way that I like to put it out for you guys. So trust me, we all need little breaks, we all need little refreshers. So it is all good. It is all good. Buzz, Ian, do you plan on doing any more videos from the sketchy 7-Eleven by your house? You know what? I've almost snapped and done a couple of things. There's been a few things that have come out at 7-Eleven recently, but there's always something else that takes its place when I think about doing something like that. There's something that I know that I have to do either the next day or I get called upon just to let me know, or contacts and stuff like that in the area for something. And then next thing I know, it's kind of like it's by the wayside. So, Buzz, I think the last thing I did, I want to say it was the sliders. Correct me if I'm wrong here in the chat. I think it was the 7-Eleven sliders that I did. It was like, I think 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them. I think on the thumbnail, I stacked 3 of them together. I was holding one up like I usually do my stuff. I think it was the sliders. I think it was one of the, like a buffalo slider. There was something else that was in there too. But I'll have to see about that. Naturally, I'm kind of curious with some of it not so much. There's like an empanada thing I saw recently, and there's the idea of it. Maybe just for old time's sake during the summertime, we'll do one of the reviews from that sketch 7-Eleven like we did back in the day. That was actually pretty fun, I have to admit. So if you guys remember the sketch 7-Eleven live streams I was doing in my car before the setup here, before I was changing some things, give me a thumbs up here in the chat if you like seeing that, because that was actually kind of fun to do. Let's see. Matthew, Batman versus Dark Knight. Well, maybe in the Flash movie, we'll have to see what happens, right? There's a lot of multiverse things going on here right now. Misty Smith, the stream is filmed at Nickelodeon Studios, Orlando, Universal Studios, Florida. Nope, nope, nope. Definitely not down in the southern East Coast. Maybe because of production value or the way I have things set up, possibly, who knows. Michael, I saw a post from Popeyes that they're hitting with something coming on May 3rd. Yes, I know they're flooding social media with all kinds of stuff here. It's about time they've finally done an official different variation of their chicken sandwich, I'm sure. A variation of something there. If you look closely, you can kind of see some pickles on the bottom. So it'll be fun to check out, I'm sure, no doubt. Everyone will definitely want to check that out there as well. So, of course, look forward to all of that coming this week, I'm sure. It should be fun. Diego, have you heard of Starbird Chicken? I have not heard of Starbird Chicken. I have not. Kind of curious about that. The name is definitely, sounds pretty cool. Saber fan, what it be, what it do? Ian, best food reviewer ever. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I'm very humble and grateful to be able to do what I do here the way that I do it for you guys. And if you feel that way, Saber, I'm not going to talk you out of your feelings, because you deserve to be in your feelings, especially if they're that feeling. So I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You already know. Shout outs to you. Homie hugs, man. I appreciate it. Misty Smith, give it up for Ian K from Peep This Out. I appreciate you. You guys, I'm telling you, making me turn red here. I'm glad I got my fan going. It's all good in the hood. Oh, great to see everybody again. Last couple of things, we're going to get into taking a look at one thing here, and then the review is coming up very shortly here, which I think you're going to like, because I'm very curious to check this out. It should be a lot of fun. Larry Nguyen, when you go to Jack in the Box, when you go buy the one by PCC or the one by Big 5 Sporting Good? I do both, Larry, actually. Actually, you can recognize that from my videos. I've kind of pulled some of the look of the restaurants out of a lot of my videos, strictly because I just figure I've done that for so long. I just kind of want to, maybe streamline it just a bit. You may see it occasionally here and there, but 9 times out of 10, I think you guys know what Sonic looks like, what all these other places look like, Jack in the Box, BK. I've done it so many times. But I do both of them. Larry, actually. More often than not, it's the Rosemead location, the one by Big 5, right there. Min Lee, I give the McDonald's crispy chicken is just an okay 7 out of 10. KFC sandwich is obvious 10 out of 10. There you go. It's from a dedicated chicken spot, so you already know. Vivian George with the live long and prosper right there. Live long and prosper. Leah, hey Ian, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. I hope this stream finds you well and you guys are enjoying, and you're enjoying basically the start of what's going to be hopefully a fun weekend for you guys. The very end of the month. Can't believe it how quickly this year is. We're flying into the end of spring already. It's crazy. Saber fan, we appreciate you always, Ian. Thank you so much, man. I'm telling you, Saber, thank you. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you guys for being here. I would just literally be talking to my camera with no number over here, letting me know who's here. If not, or maybe my sister will be watching. Maybe there would be that one that's there. I hope my sister's watching with Winston the Wonder Pup, my little nephew. I love that dog. Let's see here. Homie hugs right back at you to Annette. You already know. And yes, you love the sketchy 7-Eleven. Yeah, we'll have to see about getting back to, we'll have to get back to that, of course. So yes, I see a bunch of thumbs up. I'm getting caught up here. I know I'm kind of lagging with some of it. But as we go, yes, I will have to see about doing something like that. Maybe when we hit certain milestones or, certain things like out of the blue, next thing you know, you'll see that I'm there, so we'll have to go with it. So, yes, lots of good times coming up here. Erna 785, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Just landed. No worries. I appreciate you being here right now. What do you say about the fact that I cannot live without the 80s? No worries. That's the best music. I'm telling you. The best music all across the board. The best music, some of the best movies back in the day. Some of the best toys and collectibles, which, speaking of which, let's jump into the first one right now because I cannot wait to show this to you. Just process of elimination. You guys remember checking out Sunman and the Anti-Eternia He-Man from last week. Now we have got the Horde Trooper, Evil Mechanical Enforcer of Hordak. You can basically army build with this one. I'm only getting one because that's all you really need for the collectible. But it's a member of the Evil Horde, and this one breaks apart when you hit that little button right there in the middle of his chest. But major articulation. He looks really cool, very slick. In terms of the design, naturally there. More of an update compared to that, so really, really fun stuff. In the very back as we cycle around, take a look there. The mindless minions of Hordak use their overwhelming numbers to overpower their enemies, but if you take a look in the middle, we have Thunder Punch He-Man back in the day. That hasn't been announced to be released yet, but I'm sure it's going to be coming out. That's actually going to be something pretty crazy, but as you can see, very cool. He's taken out a whole bunch of them right there, but as you can see, very cool artwork. And again, press the Horde symbol on the chest, and basically the armor busts off right there. So very cool. Then you just snap it together. So very, very slick. So obviously He-Man and Skeletor from back in the day, Sunman and Anti-Eternia He-Man we've seen, and now the Horde Trooper. So process of elimination. Can you guess who is going to be coming later in the stream right now? A certain lobster-looking fellow right there on the very bottom. But very cool. I never had this one, guys, back in the day. This was a little bit later in the run. And I had actually moved out to California when these were actually being unveiled. This was maybe about a year or two later. I was already out this way and kind of moved on from it. But very, very cool to finally have this in the collection. But he looks very slick. He looks really, really slick. So I am really just down to finally have this. Very hard to get right now. Thankfully, naturally pre-ordering on Target, on Amazon at the time, and then finally Target just decided to ship these out early. So very, very cool. The Horde Trooper, Evil Mechanical Enforcer of Hordak. So very, very awesome in terms of the design. He's pretty tough looking. I think the face looks pretty mean. I like it. Very, very slick. So nice, nice, nice. And of course, we'll take a look at another one a little bit later in the hour, as we were about to get into the review here in just a few moments. But as we get back to it, let's see. Annette Cervantes, what's your favorite popcorn flavor? I love kettle corn. Kettle corn is good, but I like cheese popcorn. I always love cheese popcorn. So that is my all-time. It could be any type of cheese. Cheetos popcorn is fun. I mean, anything that has that powder that leaves the Cheeto goodness on your fingers. It's kind of funny how they've actually officially named that Cheetle at the same time, but you know, pretty cool. Misty, I can shake, I can do the shimmy shake, I can shake the way down low, I can shake high. Damn, shimmy, 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 shimmy. Misty is going crazy on the dance floor right now. Hear the drum beat, hear the guitar when you dance and sway and do the shimmy shake. That's cool. That's so cool. You can't tell me Misty is not adding a layer of positivity to the stream here right now, because it's definitely putting a smile on my face. I got to tell you, that is just very, very cool. Vivian George, super chat donation. BMW or Mercedes? For me, I think BMW. I think they're the AMG series, all that stuff that they do to those BMWs, they look pretty awesome. Super chat donation again, I appreciate you. Down below, of course, along with Buzz7332. And of course, down below in the description, if you're catching this on the replay right now, you guys already know. But yeah, Beamers for sure, definitely pretty awesome. Definitely pretty awesome. Let's see. Misty, can you show me move my arms around? That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Gross Dude says, Ian, you should only buy the good guys. The bad guys are bad, but they're part of the waves, they're part of the collections, and you can't have the yin without the yang. There's always the good and the bad together. I mean, Star Wars would be pretty boring without just the good guys playing around, right? You got to have some form of you know, competition or going against each other. So I love them both. And personally, in movies, I think it's always better to be the villains, because those are like the parts that I think that actors relish. You know, like the Joker, Jack Nicholson, and a whole bunch that I can go into there. Terminator, obviously, the first one. There's something fun about being just a bad dude, so to speak. Not the video game, although that was good back in the day, but definitely the villain. So gotta have them both. Gotta have them both. Larry Nguyen, when you go to the Carnival Cruise, did you go to buy the Ferrari burger joint? No, I did not. That actually came out after we had gone. On those cruise videos that I have on my channel with the wifey, then fiance, girlfriend at the time, that was actually before all of that. But we did have the burger bar, the pizza bars, all that stuff that they had, the 24-hour spots on the boat, which was awesome. Naturally, the yogurt machines that were 24/7. That was a fun time. That was a fun time. Misty Smith, oh, that's good. Let's move it around. Here we go. It is going down. You already know. Yes, and that cheese. Cheese is definitely the way to go. And yes, man, I do like Jollibee. Absolutely. I still have not had an opportunity to try the spicy chicken. And believe me, I've been trying. They really have been doing pretty well with that. You think that's like the new Popeye situation with chicken right now, because I can't seem to try that, and much less film it for the life of me, for sure. But we'll have to see at some point. Larry says he's the master of the universe. All right, then. I think He-Man will have something to say about that. That's for sure. Michael Domayer, looking back at the playlist, it was the Twix Donut back in 512. Okay, 7-Eleven, Twix Donut. That was probably that was the, yeah, I remember that. I think there was something with an alien or something that, like, at the time. I think the way that was done, something like that. I remember something with like a space background or something. With that, but yes, okay, so that was back in the day. I think I've done actually something sooner than that, though. Do a search for 7-Eleven sliders, or just 7-Eleven peep this out and see what comes up. I have a feeling you'll see that one, because I know that I've done those. I think that was pretty recent. That was in terms of just, you know, the time that I've been doing my reviews. That's the most recent 7-Eleven. Let's see, Maestro Hordman looking. No, I'm saying for real. Yes. You already know. Sean Hickok's Darth Vader is the most iconic villain ever. Definitely one of the major ones, of course. The name's Tripod. Mr. K, do you think Yoshinoya should come out with a breakfast menu a la Wendy's? No. I think it would be a great way for them to break out of the nationwide bigger chain. Thoughts? You know what? I would, but it's just that they're a specialized market, a Japanese kitchen. So unless they're going to do something specific for that demographic, or that market, I should say, I don't think they can do just a regular type of breakfast. That wouldn't fit with the menu, I mean, naturally. So I mean, I'd love to see if there's like some Japanese special breakfast. I would love to try it. I would love to see it. But I just don't think that they would be able to do that. Plus, a lot of them, at least in our area, they don't have drive-throughs. They're pretty much standalone facilities that you have to just walk into. So that wouldn't be convenient, I don't think, either way. But I could be wrong too. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. I mean, Wendy's coming out with breakfast was a little late, long in the tooth for them to do that, but they're doing pretty well with it. But again, it's burgers, it's chicken sandwiches, and then you see breakfast menus. You kind of expect that. But Yoshinoya with beef bowls, chicken bowls, teriyaki bowls, salmon bowls. I don't see bacon, cheese, burritos or anything like that, or bacon, egg, and cheese burritos fitting with that so much there. Let's see. Bus, you're going to be going to the LA County Fair this year? I'd like to. Yes, I know it's going to be coming up here very soon. I'd like to do that, actually. It's been so many years since that I've been. The last time we went, we kind of felt like we were paying so much money to get into the place, only to spend even more money for overpriced food, and then to spend even more things because they have actually kind of like a pseudo swap meet flea market type of thing with all kind of vendors. So next thing you know, just getting in there, you're pretty much close to a bill, depending upon your parking and everything too. So we'll have to see how this goes. But I'm looking forward to things being somewhat more normal, Bus, for sure. Absolutely. Not too far from the Diamond Bar area too, depending upon where it's going to be, because I think they're relocating a lot of things as well on top of that. Dom's World, which Joker do you think is the best? Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, or Joaquin Phoenix? I got to be honest, the actor that was in the Batman for that deleted scene was pretty frightening. And I love Heath Ledger by far, I think, out of that group for sure. Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker. That's a different variation of it. Naturally, it's not the real deal as far as I'm concerned, although it was a great performance. But definitely Heath Ledger. But this actor they had for that deleted scene, I would love to see him actually really full-fledged, try that character out. But wait a little bit, because we've seen the Joker a few times now, and there are so many other rogues in the rogues gallery that they can take advantage of to really lead up to it. I'd love to see the Joker maybe in the third film for the Batman, strictly because they're actually going to be doing a sequel to that movie anyway. They announced it earlier this week. So naturally finishing out the Matt Reeves trilogy with the Joker, I think would be cool. But the guy who's actually playing the Joker in that deleted scene is actually one of the Eternals. If you guys have seen that movie, I don't know very many people who have. I watched it. It was kind of dull, to be honest. But it's one of that actor. You'll recognize him when you see him, because when you see him in the makeup, you can kind of see who it is. But it was very, very good in terms of his performance. Just that initial scene that was deleted they had online looked really cool. So we'll have to see. But again, Robert Pattinson for the Batman coming back at it. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. Drew says, thinks Misty wants a milkshake. It's getting crazy up in here. We're going to have to jump into this review in just a second. Yes, Michael, there we go. The sliders run November 20th, 2020. Okay, cool. Cool. There you go. That was that had to be the most recent one right there. For sure. I had a feeling it was. That was the one. Let's see. The name. Tony Montana. What's going on? Say hello to my little friend. You already know. Drew says, I like a spicy chicken sandwich situation on occasion. Yes, you gotta get into a little bit of the chicken sandwich goodies once in a while. Wendy's has the best breakfast, according to Annette. They definitely have an amazing menu. That's for sure. Absolutely. Very cool. Min Lee, do you still like Mickey D's? Yes, absolutely. I just put out a review, and we'll get into that in just a second. Actually, we're going to go way late with the recap since I'm way past it by this point, because we're about to get into the review. But right after that, we'll go over the recap for the goodies for this past week. But I did check out something from Mickey D's. I think you know what it is. Something kind of frosty. Good times. Okay. I am actually going to hold off right where it says, hang on here. Let's see. Larry Nguyen, have you heard of the cartoon called Cops? Not the cartoon, but I've heard of the show. That's for sure. Good times across the board for that. Let's see here. Don't hurt your hip there, Misty. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. John Bescatanti, I love you, Pete. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Do you have any Funkos? Just a couple of them, actually, that are hiding on the very top shelf right over here. Just a few. Nothing crazy, naturally. But some that I've gotten for some Familia, actually, as well as gotten for me. But I don't collect Funkos like that because, believe me, considering what I've got behind me right now, it's a little crazy to begin with. So we'll have to see. Let's see. All right, last thing here. All right, let's see. Name's Tripod. What do you think about the rumors reported by Washington State Journal? Amazon is going to utilize Amazon Web Services tech to create a chain of burger joints that use AI to create custom burgers based on Amazon purchase history. I'm down with it. I think that is pretty innovative. And by the way, we actually have an Amazon location that's going to be opening up as like a full-fledged supermarket. One of the old hardware, Osh, which is Orchid Supply Warehouse, a huge facility, went out of business a few years ago, and Amazon bought it. And actually, it's right down the street from where I'm at. Which, by the way, just a side note, guys, about 6 minutes away from me, we have a Krispy Kreme going in. Finally, we're going to be exploding the Krispy Kreme reviews once that actually gets a little bit closer. I can't believe it. 6 minutes from me, I clocked it. I was like, that's amazing. That's just amazing. So Krispy Kreme coming your way. But yes, I'm looking forward to Amazon's version of a supermarket where you pretty much go in, you sign in, it knows what you're buying, and it's going to be pretty crazy right there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm all for that. The name's Tripod. I think that's very cool. Very, very cool. All right. I'm going to actually hold it right over there. So if you guys can, hold off on any questions until I finish, until I finish up with the review. I'm going to go grab it really quick over here. And I'm going to actually freeze it right where that, the name's Tripod, asking me about the Amazon goodies right over there. So sit tight. And if there's any questions that you guys are trying to ask that I haven't answered up until this point just yet, you may want to cut and paste that. And once we come back after the reviews, I'll try and get to that as many as I can right there. So with that, let me do a quick standby. I'm going to grab the goodies and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back right now. And we are back. All right, guys, that didn't take too long. Were you guys talking about me? Were you talking about me behind my back? I really want to know. Drop it in the chat over here. And since it's frozen, I'm going to stop where I'm at, so I'll be able to kind of see some things up here on the screen with you guys. But without further ado, let's just get into this. This is going to be a little bit of a combo review at the same time because there's something I'm going to try here that I have not tried. Actually, I can't remember the last time that I actually tried something like this. This should be kind of fun, at least from this place, because it's been a minute. So without further ado, only because we're going to kind of continue the theme of what I actually tried earlier in the week. Actually, well, I want to say maybe a couple of days ago at this point. I think it was yesterday when I released it, when I did the frozen slushy from Mickey D's, which was the tropical mango right there. Annette, if I can find that dark berry, I'd definitely like to check that out there. But in the meantime, I've got something that looks kind of dark, and this actually is really cool. Guys, feast your eyes on the Purple Pear Sprite Poppers. And this is actually, well, actually not the Sprite version, the lemonade version of this here. But as you can see, we've got some really cool things on the very bottom of this one here. And basically what this is zero sugar variation of the lemonade along with purple pear boba beads. These are like bursting little things of juice that they have right over here on the very bottom here. Now, I've done a lot of them in the past here, and just looking at this cup, you can see it is really cool how that purple just kind of spreads throughout the lemonade. The blueberry and peach lemonade poppers, the mango burst and cherry burst poppers, I've done them all here on the channel, and now we have got this variation with it as well. So I wanted to give this a shot, along with something else that you're going to see here in just a second. But this looks really, really interesting, strictly because Del Taco is really the only ones that are really kind of embracing the boba trend in terms of a fast food type of item. And as you can see, they look really cool on the bottom here. So again, zero sugar lemonade, Minute Maid brand too, so it's the name brand goodness, along with purple pear Juice Blast, I guess is what this is going to have here. So let's just try this really quick because I'm just curious to see how this is going to be. Oh, wow. Absolutely. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can try and show you this to you. There's one kind of getting away. You see that one right in the middle? It's a green pear. A green pear color, if anything, but they have more of the purple stuff on the bottom. I don't know what's going on with that little guy on the very top here, but that's interesting. Crazy, crazy. Let me see if I can try and get a few more of these. Ooh. It's fake pear flavor, but I like it. You know, when I got this, I was going through the drive-thru, and I asked the girl at the checkout or through the drive-thru, and I asked her, you know, is this any good? And she says, yeah, this is her favorite one out of the group. And I'm like, wow, this is ultra flavorful. 0 sugar on top of it. Oh, they break awesome. It's like a very light candy-like gelatin that juice is in on the very bottom right over there. That is really tasty. But I have to say the lemonade coming up on the back there is very nice. It's almost got like a blueberry type of vibe, believe it or not. But then it's got that fake pear flavor. I can't really describe it better than that. If you know what a pear tastes like, this is recreating that flavor pretty beautifully. It's pretty nice. I like this. That is really cool. Okay, I'm going to reserve judgment on that one because I wanted to pair it up with something else. And I wanted to try. I've actually had this in my oven staying warm for a while because I wanted to, this was like a last minute thing. And I was just very curious. If you guys don't know, Del Taco, really one of the major competitors to Taco Bell in our area. They've got a 22 for 20 under $2. It's like kind of like their value menu. And this is their little snack size quesadilla that I wanted to try. Basically, it looks like it is 2 tortillas here and it's folded over. So they basically, on the inside of this tortilla, and I tried to keep it as warm as possible, but it's kind of, well, let me try and crack this open for you here just a little bit. This is already feeling boo-boo. But basically it's grated cheddar cheese and queso blanco together on 2 tortillas. And you know, for $2 it's a snack. I think this is a little bit more overpriced for what it is. This probably shouldn't be more than like $1, you know, if anything, but it's fairly warm. I mean, it was in my oven for a while, so you know, just in case, we're gonna try it with some Del Scorcho sauce in just a second. But let's just try this. This is the snack quesadilla, part of the 20 under $2 menu at Del Taco. Let's peep this out. The queso blanco has some jalapeno heat to it. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, it's fairly warm. I mean, it's not so much pull apart cheese pull or anything like that, but as you can see, it's cool if it's folded over. I mean, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat it, but it's not bad. And I like cheese. Sis, you know I love cheese, actually. Let's try a little Del Scorcho. This is medium. I'm trying to recreate what I do on my channel for you guys here. Try and keep that somewhat focused. There we go. It's actually holding that focus pretty nicely. Thought my focus was gonna need focus with that one there. All right, let's try this with some Del Scorcho. And again, one more time for you. Not bad. Looks pretty good. Drew says should be 50 cents. That's not bad for a snack. I mean, it's all right. But when you have this for $2, I think this is like a 16 ounce the way they have this one. It's a pretty rounded cup. It's got some height to it and some weight. Man, Del Taco is on one with these. I'm telling you, these popper things, they're so cool. Look at that on the very bottom, guys. They just look really slick. I mean, they give you a lot of them on the inside, and naturally with the lemonade, I think they put like a little bit of like extra syrup in here to give you that sweetness and to give it that look. Because when I got this, it looked almost like a kind of like an Arnold Palmer, which is like half lemonade, half iced tea. It actually looked like that, and even though it's kind of blended, you can still see it's got tonally more of the darker color on the bottom, but very nice on this. And they're fun. These things, the way they pop, you know, they're chewy, pretty good. Wish I had my Chewbacca graphic that comes up over here. So very tasty. Let's go for one more quickie on this one here. Trying to keep that focus for you. So far it's doing pretty good. I think the key is to make sure I'm wearing a darker shirt, because anything like lighter, it's going to try and keep the focus on that. That's still pretty good though. So let's go for one more bite on this one here. There you go. This is the snack quesadilla. We'll give this one a rating as well. For $2, is it worth it? Not for $2, but it's tasty. Let's go for one more bite. Okay, we'll go for one more bite. All right. One more. Keep the focus, keep the focus. If it's a little blurry, I apologize. Hopefully it was a little bit cleaner before. The last bite of the snack quesadilla for $2. Hang on. I would probably get it again though, to be honest. Wow. That was pretty tasty. Yes, Tony, it needs some chicken in there, but if you do that, price goes up, which is fine, but it's not a bad situation because the Queso Blanco is actually pretty good on that. I have to admit, it's nice, but this is the real review. That was something just to try because I was very curious. But when it comes to this, I have to say, guys, the Purple Pear goodness is very nicely done. Now, naturally, if you wanted the regular sugar version of this, you can probably just, try this with Sprite, which is the other version they have available. But as it stands for zero sugar lemonade, this is super flavorful in terms of what you're going to get. A lot of bang for the buck in terms of lemonade flavor. And overall, with the addition of these little guys on the very bottom right over there, I really like them. I mean, they're really nice. I mean, it's fake pear flavor, but at the same time, it's a nice little duality of different types of flavor together at once. So you're getting the lemonade, getting a little bit of like what feels like a blueberry situation, I think because of the extra stuff that's in here, and then that fake pear flavor. I think some of them have just become a little bit more purpley, but that one lone one, oh, there he is right there. Look at him. He's like the lone green pear that is floating right over there, like an eyeball looking at you. It's pretty crazy. So scale of 1 to 10. This is kind of tough. I like it. I don't think it's like 9, 10 range or anything like that. Maybe not even barely 8 because of what it is, because it's a drink naturally. But the flavor is pretty nice. I mean, considering my most recent review from Mickey D's with their mango, tropical mango is probably something similar. Let's just say 7.5 on this one. Strictly because, like I said, it's okay. I mean, it's the zero sugar Minute Maid lemonade with a little bit of a novelty in terms of the goodness on the inside. And again, that little lone green one right there, he is like, you know what? I'm not laying back in the cut with these fools in the bottom. I'm going to be chilling right over here by myself towards the top, which is cool. So let's just we'll just make it an 8. Let's just make it an 8, guys. It's tasty. It's definitely cool. For $2, this is a pretty decent amount. The size is pretty good. When it comes to that snack quesadilla, that came in this little tiny bag, which is actually something they put in their hash browns in, I believe, for breakfast. That was a very tiny situation, not worth $2. Would I get it again? Possibly, because I do like the flavor of the queso blanco with the flour tortilla and the grated cheddar cheese. But scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably go maybe like a 6, 6.5. I mean, it's fine, for what it is. Price point, it looks good on the menu, right? Because it's a quesadilla. So pretty tasty. Not bad whatsoever there. Not bad whatsoever. All right. Glad I had like a little bit of a snack there. And I was felt like I was going to pass out there earlier. I've been running around like crazy for the last few hours today. So I am pretty beat right now. But I wanted to make sure I jumped on quickly, and we're here doing the show for you guys. So looking forward to it. All right, let's see. Going down the line. Vivian, do you like to eat burgers for breakfast? Not necessarily, unless it's a breakfast burger situation. Definitely something like that, of course. James176, I hope your weekend is good so far. Thank you so much. It's the start of a great weekend because it's with all of you guys, and I appreciate you guys all being here. Min Lee, can you give her birthday song because Thomas and Timothy's birthday is tomorrow? Min, who is Thomas and Timothy? Are they friends of yours or siblings? Who are they? Tell me here in the chat. I'm going to kind of scan through over here just to kind of catch up just a little bit for you guys. Let's see. Yes, $2 you can make a dozen quesadillas, Drew. That's Lily. Let's see. Misty Smith, Joey's World Tour is an awesome YouTuber doing food reviews. Like our friends Ian K, KBD Productions TV, Dame Drops even Report of the Week. Yes, very cool, very cool. All very different personalities and great content creators in their own right as well. Good times, good times. Let's see. Larry Nguyen, is that all you're having for dinner? No, actually, I have some leftover chicken soup that I have to get rid of that my wife made a couple of nights ago with these long ribbon type noodles, which I'm looking forward to having actually after the stream. And there's a couple of things I need to do just to kind of get myself prepped for the week. And then I'm going to try and catch up on some goodies. I watched the first episode of Ozark season 4 of the read. Well, since they're back naturally, it just started today, midnight last night. We watched a quarter of it last night when it first began, and we finished the episode out. So I really want to watch the second one later on tonight with the wifey. Looking forward to that. Ozark, if you're not watching that show, what are you doing with your life? You need to watch it. It is so gangster. It really is pretty awesome. Really, it's like shocking. A lot of the stuff is like shocking when it happens. It's crazy. But definitely good times. Definitely good times. Let's see. Is lemon your favorite fruit? I would say so. I think so. I mean, I love lemon. I love lime. I love all that stuff. So yeah, definitely. I would say so. Definitely. Taco Bell, Del Taco saved you from passing out. Yes, for some reason, I kind of felt myself kind of like, oh, something was happening here. So I was like, let me just try and keep the focus, and we need to get something here. Just so you guys know, I'm about 6'3". So naturally, I'm about 215, 220-ish so in terms of weight. So it's really like with my height, I have to make sure I'm drinking a lot of water, which I do. But it's really, I just have to make sure I maintain the right amount of calories during the day. I'm always balancing and things like that too. So believe me, it's hard. Sometimes I think I'm behind the curve and then I feel like lightheaded and things kind of happen. Ever since I was a kid, you know, I go up and down like that. So it is what it is. But I try, like you guys. I'm not perfect. I definitely try, that's for sure. So let's see here. Vivian George, favorite fruit? I'm gonna say, like, you know, anything lemon lime. I love that type of stuff there for sure. Tony says wants to try a Coke. I want to try a Coke cream soda. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Misty, I have a question for you. Can anybody guess what's my favorite color juice is? What's your guess? I'm gonna say, because you said color, I'm gonna say orange. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say orange. Ben Nguyen, what is the worst item you think on the Del Taco menu? You know what? I couldn't say. I haven't really tried anything that's really kind of made me go, ee, you know, that type of thing. But, you know, I every so often go and eat a Del Taco once in a while for certain things, but it's usually their chicken tacos, which I really like. So I can't really say what's actually the worst at the same time. Let's see, another minute or so. We're going to take a look at that process of elimination. I think you guys know because he's coming up here in just a second, sitting over here next to me. Great to see you guys again. Thank you so much for being here. All of you guys who may have done any super chatting afterwards, of course, you guys will find yourselves down below for PayPaling and stuff too that way. But for those of you guys so far, Vivian George Bus 7332, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate the love and support from all of you guys. Let's see here. It's actually red and blue. Wow. That's a combo. That's kind of cheating, Misty. I was thinking of a single color, if anything else. But if it's red, like, you know, like a cherry type of thing, or if it's blue, blueberry, but that's more purple. Blueberries tends to be a little bit more purple. To my knowledge, anyway. Vivian George, Amazon, eBay, or Alibaba? Well, I don't do any type of inventory stuff overseas to the US, and I would probably say Amazon more than anything for me. I mean, eBay occasionally. I do buy some things occasionally on eBay. Actually, a lot of the display cases and stuff that I use for my characters, after I'm done showing them, I actually use these to kind of clamshell them in, and they go up on top, that type of thing. So that's what I pretty much on eBay. They have a lot of good stuff for that, for sure. Let's see. Tony Montana, new Jurassic Dominion trailer dropped the other day. I saw it there. I think they're giving too much of the movie away, especially with Little Blue. Or he's like larger Blue now, along with another Little Blue. It is what it is. That's right, Annette. You already know. I see he's answering from Larry Nguyen. What does it mean when you say it is what it is? I don't think I need to explain that, do I? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just the way things go, my friend. It's just the way things go. And speaking of the way things are going, let's just get into it real quick, guys, because I know some of you want to see him. Guys, feast your eyes on Clawful, the warrior with the grip of evil. Make his dreadful claw grab and hold. Again, one of the major Masters of the Universe editions from back in the day, new for 22. A new updated design for his face, actually, which he just looks really, really cool. And hopefully that will kind of focus in. There you go. Somewhat. His eyes, his mouth, they pretty much redesigned very nicely on this particular one. And he's got that little pincher claw that you can actually, there's a little lever behind it to make it snap and grab, but he's going to be encased forever in this. So comes with his little mace weapon, which looks really cool. On the very back of this one here, let's see what it says here. Clawful's crushing brutality and cunning intellect make him one of He-Man's most vicious enemies. But very cool. He's attacking Teela right over here. So very cool. If you notice, right behind him is Whiplash. A little green character, which they announced is going to be coming out. There's already leaked photos online. I can't wait to get him. I've always wanted him as a kid. So he's going to be coming along. But we have now completed Wave 8. So now every single one of them that you'll see here. Next week, we'll have to get into some of the deluxe characters that you're going to see. There's a few things that are out there along with these. But very cool for Clawful, guys. He's just a very cool looking character. He's very colorful. Kind of reminds me his face of like Gamera. If you guys remember Godzilla, well, a lot of the Godzilla movies, they had a lot of other characters that came out, aside from all the major ones from Godzilla. But Gamera was this flying turtle with flames and stuff that he would spin and do his thing. So he's kind of reminiscent of that for me for some reason. But I really like the detail on the face. The detail just looks really, really solid. And again, the sculpting of the arms, the legs, these things you can customize them. They look really, really cool. So Clawful, one of the original Masters of the Universe from back in the day. These characters just definitely take me back to my childhood. They're just really, really cool. Very, very slick. As we almost dropped Clawful. We don't want to do that. So good times, definitely good times showing those off there. I have a lot of fun doing that. I know some of you are like, man, do we have to check out more He-Man toys? But yes, I love showing them off because they're just really cool. The artwork, the design, they're just so cool. And maybe even converting some of you guys as well to check them out. They're very, very cool. Drew, you should buy an extra one to play with. You know what? There's a couple that I've gotten in the mail that have been somewhat destroyed because of the boxes. Some of the stuff from Amazon. And whenever I call to tell them and get a replacement, they tell me they let me keep the original ones. So I do have some ones that are like that, but I can't bring myself to even open those. Believe it or not, Drew, it's just I have a couple of them over here like that. The original He-Man is like that. I've got a couple of them there. So, but I hear you. I hear you. I'm very curious to kind of check them out. Maybe at some point I will, naturally, because it's somewhat destroyed anyway. But we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. And yes, Drew, you already know. You already know. Let's see. Kelsey Gallagher. Yo, Ian, big fan. What do you think of Hamilton, Ontario? Well, the show definitely is very cool. I mean, it's classic already. Lin-Manuel. I'm totally messing up the name. You know who I'm talking about, though. The one who wrote it and who was in it. Definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Definitely a fan. I'm hoping that's what you mean by that when you say, what do I think of Hamilton, Ontario? Is that if that's a city, I've never been, but if it's the stage show and if that's where it is, let's just say I'm a fan. Misty Smith, what's your favorite type of slushie? Anything lemon, lime, Honestly, I think I mentioned that earlier. I'm really just a huge fan of that. But every once so often, if it's just going to be like a straight slushy flavor, I like the Coke slushes and the Coke frozen Coke goodies over at 7-Eleven. I mean, the Mickey D's is close, but I do like the 7-Eleven Coke. I like their frozen Coke, which is really, really good. Let's see. Larry Nguyen. I forgot the name of the little guy on He-Man. He's a good guy. I just forget his name. Is it Orko? Orko the Great? One of the Trollins. You'll recognize Orko when you see him. And yes, Dom is coming out with the crabs that are there. And then Annette's got the lobster in there too. You already know. Yes, Annette, definitely. 7-Eleven Coke Slushy is the way to go. It's always on the menu, guys, and for a reason, obviously. It's really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So, good times, good times. Well, guys, let me just take a quick moment to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me here tonight. It is the very end of April, and I hope this stream is finding you guys happy, healthy. Looking forward to some good things, whatever you may be going through. I hope that this kind of distracted you for a little bit. Grown man eating a little bit of something on the YouTubes for you guys tonight and showing you guys some toys at the same time. But I appreciate you guys being here each and every week. For those of you who do that, I'm telling you, it really warms my heart and it makes me feel very humble and grateful, as it always does, to really be able to do this for you guys. I just want you to know that my heart's always in the right place. I'm always thinking of what I think you guys want to see, what I think you guys may be interested to check out. And just the way that I do it, and of course just contributing to the community like everybody else is as well, is always a fun thing. Yes, very excited about the new Doctor Strange movie and the Multitude of Madness. I can't wait for all that stuff. Multiverse of Madness, not the multitude. Multiverse of Madness. Yes, I'm looking forward to it, Tony Montana. And again, Annette, I appreciate the follow information there. Peep This Out Reviews, of course. Also on Twitter at Peep This Out. And obviously for the tip jar, PayPal at Peep This Out as well. All that good stuff too there. Thank you so much in advance, and actually not so much in advance because we're at the end of the line here as we're winding it down. But again, thank you for being here and being part of the community and just adding a layer of richness overall of positivity across the board, and really just enjoying the time with me as I am with you guys. It means a great deal as well. TJ is here. Thanks so much for jumping on. Tyler. Never watched any of your content, but I heard you like Halloween. Yes, thoughts on Season of the Witch? Very underrated. Definitely shouldn't have been called Halloween 3. It should have been just called Season of the Witch, I think. I think that would have been a really cool thing. A lot of people expected Michael Myers. They didn't get him until the 4th one. And then that was that. But I like that movie, actually. It's got some really, really good stuff there. And of course, that whole thing with, a song playing at the end and everything while they're playing it there. I thought it was a great film on its own. Naturally, it's a great film. There's actually a few Easter eggs of the original Halloween in that movie, in the bar scene where he's actually in a bar drinking. And on the TV, I think they had Halloween playing or something there too from that, just to kind of show it's in that almost the same universe, sorta, in a way, which was kind of cool. So good times across the board. Like you guys are all signing out across the way here before I do my couple of outros. Let's see here. I haven't watched Futurama in a long time, but occasionally, and clips, of course, online and all the memes and stuff, of course. You already know. Just so you guys know, just to remind you, if you haven't already, get into Ozark. If you're fans of the show already, you have a lot to look forward to. The first episode back for the season 4. The second half was crazy. It was crazy. So I am very much excited to see what's going to be going on for the rest of the season there. It's getting great reviews, so I'm very, very excited for that as well. Annette Cervantes, good night to Maureen. Let's see, Ian, should KFC bring back their Kentucky Nuggets? I think they should come back. They should always have some form of nuggets. Popcorn chicken notwithstanding, it's fine, but you need to have some form of nuggets on the menu for sure. You stay frosty as well, Michael Domayer. Shout outs and a very happy birthday to your pops as well. And let's see here. Just a couple of things here before we round it out. 911 Scene Observer. Hello, Ian from Rosemead. Hello. You're not too far from me here in Pasadena. Thanks so much for jumping on. Halloween Ends is coming. Yes, and I'm hearing it's getting some pretty rave response already from what they're doing at CinemaCon in Vegas right now. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen on October 14th. I think that comes out. Very excited for that. Very, very excited for that. Let's see. TJ, that's right. There's always sun after the rain. It's always darkest before the dawn. All that good stuff. You already know what it is. Time to hit the replay button coming out. Press that red YouTube play button. Stay tuned in for Sunday. Yes, yes, yes. And since you brought it up again, If you are seeing this flash on your screen right now and you are not subscribed to my channel, hit that red subscribe button down below. And these lips will thank you for it. Frank's Red Hot. Right there. Good times across the board. You stay frosty too, Drew. You already know what it is. Jason Callan, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Always nice seeing you live. Thanks so much for joining the stream. Absolutely. And just to round it out, let's just finish it out over here really quickly. As always, this is Ian K closing out the live stream, the final one for April 2022. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So I stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times, everybody. Good times tonight. Thanks so much for jumping on. Shout outs to Del Taco for coming out with something very tasty with these little purple pear blasters right over here. I really like that. The zero sugar lemonade is really good. That Minute Maid goodness is awesome. Larry Nguyen, do you gamble? Very lightly. Very, very lightly. Vivian George, Pasadena is a rich neighborhood, isn't it? Average, I suppose. Depending upon where you live in the area. I guess it depends, actually. But average, I would say. You know. Let's see, Misty Smith, you got my words. There you go. Going down. You still like Jollibee? Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. And a very happy birthday to your peeps, by the way. Shout outs and a very happy birthday to you guys as well. I don't think we saw actually how they're related to you there, but shout outs to the peeps of Min. Was it Timothy and Thomas, I want to say? Hopefully I said that correctly. But either way, happy birthday, health, happiness, and success always. All the good stuff that I always say, you already know. Good time. Shout outs to Randy Molina, to Ed Keaton. Thanks so much for jumping in. Ed, what's going on? Good night, good night, good night. Good times across the board. Okay. Before we sign out officially, a quick reminder, the brand new review for the month, the final one, coming out over here. You'll see a bunch of few things coming into this coming week, actually. But tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as always. And then on Sunday will be the replay at 12 o'clock. Just so you guys know, the replays I like to put out in noontime because I figured, you know, just for lunchtime, this kind of on. That's kind of like the redo of what we did tonight. I think it'd be kind of fun to do. But the official content that I create, the structured good stuff, you'll find that at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 30th of April, the final review of the month, and then the replay again, 12 p.m. on Sunday, which is the 1st of May. So guys, shout outs to all of you guys for beginning another season of, I guess, warmer weather, you know, as we're in late spring right now. So we'll see what happens with that. And again, we'll lead into summertime and have some good times. And then let's get ready for Halloween already, guys. Halloween season. It's not going to be far away. It's going to go quick. Let's pray it does so we can get right back to it there as well. So last couple of things before we close it out officially. Misty Smith, another drip drop tripping on the crops. There you go, Misty Smith. You're definitely on one tonight, Misty. I appreciate you jumping on here right now. That is so awesome. Yes, Korean barbecue goodness, Larry. I definitely do that. Absolutely. You already know. Summer's around the corner. Absolutely. It's going to be a little bit cooler here, but then it's going to get heated as always. We're in the middle of another situation when it comes to drought goodness. So par for the course here in Southern Cali. It really is. All right, guys, it's time for me to get my soup going because that little pseudo boo-boo quesadilla situation that I had is just not doing it for me right now. It kind of just made me a lot more hungrier than ever. So we'll have to see. Jen's Korean barbecue is so good. I think we have one of those actually in Alhambra, California here, which is not far from the Arby's where they used to be, which is now Jollibee's. So I think there's actually a Jen's Korean barbecue in there too. So we'll have to see. Ed Keaton, I need your prayer hands. What's going on with Ed here real quick? Drop it here in the chat. And just so we can get it ahead of time here, if you guys want to throw some prayer hands into the chat, because we definitely want to put out that positivity there. Ed, whatever it may be, just know that you have the power of the community and, of course, the resiliency of you because you've actually gone through a lot and you continue to persevere over anything else that you've gone through. So shout outs to Ed, whatever that's going to be coming in there right now. I'm going to try and stay in the chat here as long as I can, typically about a minute after it goes out anyway. But I'll be typing away to you guys there. And as you can see, you're going to see some prayer hands beginning to pop up over here right now. Shout outs to all of you guys here in the chat for doing that, as well as acknowledging that for Ed too that way. You already know what it is. So whatever it is, Ed, I'm telling you, you'll be able to get through as you always do, no matter what. Time just keeps moving. We just got to keep pushing it forward. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. So There we go. There we got Annette. We got TW. Zombek is doing it as well. We love you, brother. Let's see. Stay frosty, y'all. There you go. Why you gotta celebrate Halloween, the evil day? That's because it's the best day. Like I said earlier about being villains, the actors playing the villains. It is definitely the thing. But shout outs to all of you guys. Again, thank you so much for jumping in. I'm going to be here in the chat until it times out. I'll do my best to stay as long as YouTube allows it after the fact. And we'll just keep going with it. But guys, have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability. Have a positive time. Make the difference for somebody. Reach out to somebody that you haven't heard from in a while or anything like that. Let them know that you're out there. And let's just continue to keep it moving, guys. I mean, like I said, we have two choices when we get up in the morning. Like I say, you either keep it positive or not. You just basically keep it positive. That's the best thing I can say. So there we go. Ed Keaton, thanks everyone. Need to find a new place to live. No worries. No worries. The first thing, the most important thing, the biggest frog on your back, Ed, is what you want to start with and go backwards from there. But naturally, you know what you obviously need to do here, and I'm sure you have a very solid support system to assist to some degree to help you with that as well. I'm sending you nothing but positivity and light to ensure that you do that for sure. And of course, we look forward to hearing the good news in the next stream, at least that things are going to be better with that in there as well. Outlaws Generation, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on, man. Trying the Sonic Pickle Burger. Nice. Great reviews, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Good times across the board with the Sonic goodness. That's for sure. It's really probably some of the best pickle goodness that's been out for a very long time. Very little has been out from the other guys. So when it comes to pickle stuff like that. So we'll have to see what comes down the line here from the others now that Sonic has dropped theirs. So, all right, guys, that's it. My voice is beginning to go. I think I am done for tonight. Again, the new review, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. The replay will be up on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, noontime for you guys. And then we'll lead into this coming, which I think is going to be a very busy week for a few things coming out. So it should be a lot of fun to see what's going to be going down. So with that, now I am officially done. And I think that Soup is calling my name here right now. Guys, have an amazing weekend, and I'll definitely talk to you soon. And with it, peace. I'm out.